This is division number 2 homework. Take a look up at the top in that rectangle. We're solving for y. So I'm going to put my line down at the equation sign, and then I'm trying to get y by itself. So since 1.2 is being multiplied by y, the opposite or inverse would be to divide by 1.2. So then on this side, those would reduce, and I would be left with y. And then over to the side here, you can do this work. You're going to take the 35.4 and divide it by 1.2. So just like we've been doing for warm-ups, we can't divide when there's a decimal on the outside. So we're going to have to move that decimal over one spot. So if we do that on the outside, you need to do it on the inside too. So my new division problem becomes 12 on the outside and 354 on the inside. Remember, if you have a whole number, your decimal comes at the end. So now when I divide 12, there's nothing times 12 that would give me 3, so I'm going to put a little X there. And then I say 12 times what is going to get me close to 35. So over on the side, I'm going to try, I know 12 times 2 is 24. I'm going to try 12 times 3, and that's 36. So that's too high, so I'm going to use 12 times 2 is 24, and then I need to subtract. And then I'm going to bring down the 4. Now I need to get 12 times something to be close to 114. So I'm going to try 8. 8 times 2 is 16. That would give me 96. So I'm going to try 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Carry the 1 would be 108. So I'm going to use 9. And that gives me 108. So when I subtract, I have to borrow, making this 14 minus 8, which is 6. So remember, we're going to add a 0. And I'm going to say my decimal point goes right up on the line, right above that. Now I'm saying 12 times what would be 60? Well, I know 12 times 5 is 60. So now I stop. Okay, so for the word problems, you're doing the same thing. Number 2 says, Tom bought his 3 kids each a t-shirt. He spent a total of $39.15 on the shirts. If each of the shirts cost the same amount, how much was each shirt? So we're going to take that total, that's $39.15, and we're going to divide it by 3 children. So I don't need to move the decimal on the outside, so my decimal is going to go right above where it is in the problem. 3 will go into 3 one time. I'm going to bring down the 9. 3 goes into 9 3 times. I'm going to bring down a 1. Now 3 can't go into 1, so I'm going to say 0 times and subtract. Then I'm going to bring down my 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So that comes out evenly with no remainder. So that tells me that each shirt was $13.05. All right, let's take a look at one more together. Take a look at number 3. Tammy bought $12.75 worth of candy for a party from the bulk section in Wegmans. If she bought 3.4 pounds of candy, what's the price per pound? Well, if we want to change the 3.4 pounds to 1 pound, that's like dividing by 3.4. That gives us 1 pound. So if we divide this by 3.14, we have to take the $12.75 and divide it by 3.4 pounds. So this is another one where we're going to have to move the decimal on the outside over one spot. So we're going to have to move it over 1 there. So my new problem becomes 127.5 divided by 34. Put my decimal on the line right above that. 34 doesn't go into 1, doesn't go into 12. Now I've got to look for some numbers. 34 times something to get me close to 127. So I'm going to try 6. 6 times 4 is 24. And I get 204. Whoa, that's way too high. So let's go 34 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12. That would be 102. I'm going to try 34 times 4 just to see if I can get any closer. 4 times 4 is 16, carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is... So I'm too high here. I'm going to go 3 times, and that gives me 102. I'm going to subtract, and I get 25. I'm going to bring down the last 5. So now I'm looking for something 34 times something to get to 255. Well, I know it's more than 6. So 34 times 7, that would be 21, 22, 23. That's only 238. So I'm going to try 34 times 8. 32, carry the 3, 24, 25, 26, 27. And that's too high. So it's going to go in 7 times 238. You're going to have to borrow. That becomes 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I still have a remainder, so I'm going to bring down another 0. Now, when I look, I have 34 times 4 is 136. I'm going to try times 5 to see if I can get 170. 15, and that does work. 34 times 5 is 170. So that means the price for 1 pound is $3.75. So that's the work we're looking for each of these problems.